Welcome back.
Yes, sir.
Steakdinnermeee,
Sir, we
Yo.
back.
episode 4. We got a special guest with us today, but I go by the name of Law.
I go by the name of Slim.
I go by Sway.
All right, and this is us. So, want to start by introducing our special guest. He is a dancer, choreographer, actor, producer, filmmaker, entrepreneur. Let's give it up for the one and only Tallie B.
Yes, sir.
What's good, y'all?
Yes, sir.
Truly humbled by all the titles, but it's more of a
man.
headache. It's more of a headache than it sounds. You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
That's amazing. You do a lot of great things, and we'll definitely get into that.
Appreciate
We
it.
appreciate
Yes, sir.
you pulling up.
Yes, sir. Of
Facts.
course. I love what
First-
y'all doing.
Thank you so much.
First guest, man. So,
Yeah,
first guest.
It
Okay.
definitely means a lot
I'm
to
always
us.
the
means a
first.
lot.
I'm always
Honored.
the
We
first,
honored,
you know.
player.
Trailblazer.
Yeah.
Trailblazer for real. No, we definitely appreciate that. Real quick, obviously we've been gone for a minute. You know, the last studio we were at, they're in the transition of moving, so I just wanted to address that. We ain't ducking from y'all. We love
not really.
everything that's going on right now. But yeah, we're back and we ain't gonna stop. We ain't gonna slow down. So just wanted to address that real quick.
Yes, sir.
And then we get into the wine of the week.
Wine of the
So
week.
the wine of the week this week,
Okay.
I had stopped and picked it up. It's called Raymond. It's a Cabernet Sauv from Napa Valley,
Okay.
2021. I already took a little swig of it. It got a nice little taste to it. It's smooth, so you know
cheers to
that's
the
the
man.
wine of the week.
Cheers.
Just want to
Cheers.
cheers, brother.
Cheers.
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 Yes,
sir.
cheers to y'all.
Facts.
Let's take a sip.
I already got my sip of it, so you already know. What do you guys think?
That's good.
Going
That's
off the
smooth.
top, it's smooth, right?
Yeah, it's real smooth. It takes
It's
a
nice, right?
second before the flavor kicks
Hits you,
in.
yeah. No, that's solid.
Yeah, I rock with this.
That's solid. I think it was
I
better
did.
than
I did a good job.
Oh,
You
yeah.
did a good
I
job.
did a good job.
Yeah,
I think it's
Ah,
better than the
Celeste.
Sequoia one that we had last time.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's dope.
Yeah, this one's pretty good.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's actually kind of dangerous.
because it'll creep up on you.
That's
You
why I
know
told
those
y'all I'm
ones.
Yeah, you
sipping
just be throwing
today. I'm
this back.
sipping today, man.
Trust me.
Yeah.
This is
The
like
la-
a charcuterie board wine.
Exactly.
You
Yeah,
some
where
cheese
the
with that
chocolate
bitch.
we at, man?
Yeah,
This is a smart man right there. Charcuteries.
You know you've been in California
Too long, see?
when you start looking for the charcuterie.
Trust me. We all last pod we talked about our first like time experiencing wine.
Yeah.
Can you touch on yours if you remember it?
You know what? I'll say this. I've drinking a lot of wine, but I'll say this. I didn't experience it until I was on tour with Keisha Cole. And let me
Okay.
explain.
Okay.
I've been drinking wine, but coming out of college, you know what I'm saying? If it's got alcohol in it,
You drinking?
drink
I'm
it.
a drink it.
Tossing
It's-
it back.
I'll toss it back, whatever.
Yeah,
Grain,
right.
straight grain, alcohol,
Right.
like whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the frat, so
Right.
you know. But I was with two Canadians,
Okay.
Shout out to the
Shout out
city.
to the
Shout out
city,
to the
for
country,
sure.
Canada.
twins. Shout out to Jamie and Jenny Daly.
Okay.
They were the girls dancing with Keisha Cole. It was me and my boy Joel.
Right.
And they was like, wait. Because the wine came and everybody, poured it up and we just
Yeah.
tossing
Right.
it back. And he was like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
They was like, hold on, wait. This is how you got to,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that was the first time where I was like, oh, there is a world behind
Mm-hmm.
wine.
Facts.
And there is a process. And then Aaliyah, my wife,
Right.
is the one who really refined my taste and
Okay.
really made me understand the difference.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
That's dope.
That's what's up.
No, that's
Nah,
crazy.
That's
Yeah.
an amazing way.
That's
an
a
amazing
crazy-
way
yeah.
for sure.
God bless the Canadians.
Yeah.
Hey,
ah,
man.
my
Cheers to
God.
that.
Showing love, man.
Cheers to
Showing
that.
love. I love that.
See, we ain't
I love
out here
that.
forgetting about Canada, y'all.
Right.
love
Come
y'all.
on, man. We ain't never gonna forget.
Don't let the
Yeah.
palm trees fool you. You know what I'm saying? We still got love for the snow up there. You know.
Yeah.
Facts. I don't know
Nah,
about
we
the
don't love the
snow,
snow.
but
Ah, man.
Like,
You guys
no.
gotta stop it. That's where
Hold
we
on,
come
hold on,
from,
hold
bro.
on.
That's where we come from,
this
bro.
shit is
Yeah.
30 degrees Celsius.
Nah,
Summertime,
facts.
summertime I'll be there. Snow.
Yeah,
Other than
no,
that, no.
definitely. So yeah, we'd like to start off with our group chat segment.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
So this is just some stuff that we've thrown in our chat, and we know that other people's chats are crazy, so we just like to touch on ours.
Y'all need to sign an NDA.
Nah,
Bro, come
no
on, you
NDAs,
good, bro.
no
You
NDAs.
good. You straight. You
But
straight.
Yeah.
I guess I'll go through the first one, and then you guys can go through the second and
for
third
sure,
ones.
for sure.
So this one was one that I saw, and it was a video of this girl. I guess she might have been on another pod. I don't know. It was like an interview, and she basically said that she doesn't want to talk to a man that has more than 2 baby mamas, right? She's like, I'm not ever going to talk to a man that has more than 2 baby mamas. But then she's like, like 30 seconds later, she's like, but I can't really say that because I'm the fourth baby mama.
Crazy work.
So she's saying she won't talk to a man that has 2 baby mamas.
Right.
But she has a youth by a man that has
4.
and 3 and she's the fourth. Like the reason why I threw that in the group chat is just like the delusion of a lot of, I'll say men and women, but specifically women in this dating climate. Obviously we know you're married, so you ain't dating, but just like seeing and observing the dating climate and how delusional these women could be. Like, what would be your reaction to that, I guess?
I mean, like you said, the delusion does lie on both sides.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
And on their side, this is part of that delusional package. And it just all kind of boils down to, like, what you give off is what you get. You never get anything that you don't deserve, whether it was good or bad.
That's good
but
game.
that comes down to being a master of your own energy. You know what I'm saying? So it's, that we all hearing that, it's like, yo, what would even make your mind think that is an acceptable way to go about things? And if that's how you thinking, you're gonna have a tough time finding the one for you.
Just dating in general, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll double down on what he said. But I just feel like this social media stuff has everybody just twisted, you know what I'm saying? It's just like they get on this thing and it's like they just feel like you could be whoever you want to be, say whatever you want to say. So I feel like sometimes these girls don't even take in or understand what they're saying and like the what they're giving out there to the world, because it's just like, how could you say something like that, but your real life, like you're not the internet, you know what I'm saying? Your real life is contradicting exactly what that is, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, to me, like when I seen that one, I was just like, this is the kind of the stuff we got to put up with women in this day and age. But it's like, not all, you don't get me wrong, but it's just the facade with social media and everybody trying to be like, oh, this how it has to be, or it's a no, like, but it's like, come on, the reality of things is like, this is the situation, and we see what it is.
You could fall for anyone.
Yeah, I just think it also just plays off like your mindset of things. Like if you have that type of mindset, like she does, look where she ended up. Like look where her situation is. You know what I mean? You think about that stuff. You have those like boundaries. Like I'm not dating this. And if he has, now look at your situation. You're actually 1 of 4.
You
know what I mean? So it always comes back to bite you or haunt you in some way if you have those negative type of mindset, and like with stuff you can't really control at the end of the day. So you have to like have a better outlook of how you portray yourself, just because social media is saying one thing, like he was saying, and the delusional factor, like you have to have your own mindset when it comes
reality.
to that.
It's also funny too, because I'm big on law of attraction and spirituality, right? And most people don't realize that you can't look at a thing and say, no, I don't want that, and not attract that. Because your focus on that is making its existence, period. The universe doesn't hear yes and no. It just hears your attention. If you're saying, no, I don't want that, no, I don't want that, you're still just vibrating
giving the energy
that.
to it.
So she's saying, no, I don't want to do da-da-da-da, and you got exactly what you don't want. Because that's what you... Now, there's nothing wrong with you setting a standard for yourself, but it's funny how the universe works, too. It might bring that perfect man in terms of what she needs emotionally, and she's the second, third, fourth baby mama. And then it's going to say, okay, what are you going to say now? Because that might be what you need. It might not have nothing to do with being that baby mama, but you put yourself in that box. You know what I'm saying? You might block your own blessing.
That's real.
Do you hear that, ladies?
That's super real.
That's real.
Power of the tongue is real, man.
Absolutely.
Power of the tongue is real.
So you want to do? I'll jump into. So the next one I had sent in there was pretty much, there's this guy, he's an influencer, right? And he did a compilation of a bunch of girls. And they were like in interviews, podcasts, and pretty much what each girl was saying, they don't like nice guys finish last.
Right.
How do man here, everybody like feel about that terminology regarding like the dating life? Do you guys feel like nice guys finish last when it comes to dating and women? Like, you want to start this time?
I can start.
Yeah, I'll let Oliver start this time.
I definitely think there's some truth to it. I think like the nice guys finish last thing, it obviously stems from somewhere, right? And I think what happens a lot of times is when you are nice to women, they kind of take the kindness for weakness, because for some reason a lot of women are attracted to the bad boy, that kind of like guy that's like, he's cool and he's a little mysterious and he's a little bit like, you know, he gets detention in school and stuff, and but he's a jock and da 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 da. So I feel like there is some validity to the nice guys finish last. As a nice guy myself, I think I've lost out to some shorties because I've been too nice.
Okay,
you know what I mean? So I think there is some validity to it. But I think in the end, the nice guy is who the girl wants when she grows up. And sometimes when you put out that energy that you want the bad boy, you end up being the 35-year-old single mom of two that all you want is a nice guy now. Yeah. But now you, like, to your point earlier about, you know, law of attraction, it's like you wanted all these bad boys, so you got that shit, and now you're sitting somewhere fucked up like, can a nice guy come and fucking save my life? So, you know, to me, I think there's some validity to it, but I think it's backwards, and that's just kind of the way that life has been, you know?
Facts.
Yeah. What you guys think?
I'll speak on it. Well, me personally, I don't feel like necessarily nice guys finish last, but I feel like there has to be a mixture of both. I feel like you can't always be too nice, and you can't be too, you got to be stern in some way. You know what I'm saying? Girls want to see a little of that rah-rah side sometimes. You know, I feel like when you're too nice, you're always going to get taken advantage of. That's anything in life, not just dating. Yeah. That's just like walking outside, you know what I'm saying? You're too nice to people are going to step all over you, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I feel like when it comes to that whole dealing with women, well, in my perspective and what I've been through is like a little bit of both kind of is the sweet spot. You know what I'm saying? You could be that guy where it's like, you don't really got to deal with that, because like every now and then, like, yeah, I'll be the guy that romances you, does all that, but every now and then too, I'm gonna be the guy that puts you in your place and lets you know, like, all right, this isn't gonna go, this can't fly, and this is what these women technically at the end of the day really I feel like really want. They want a man that's gonna be like, all right, put his foot down. At the end of the day, let them know what's up when it's time to let them know what's up. They don't want somebody they could just literally like be like, like, you know what I'm saying? This is that. No, because that's when they take advantage of you, right? Yeah. So that's my perspective. Yeah. How about you, Tallie?
It's a loaded question, because first of all, we got to have a baseline. What does nice mean, right? I'm an energy person, and it's funny. When I was in college, I dated a girl, and she was from Miami. Okay. Miami. Miami guy right there. And not understand, you know, people got different lingo from different places. Right. And she was like, why are you so friendly? And I was like, friendly? Like, what does that mean? So her nickname for me was Friendly or whatever. What up, Friendly? But I'm like, oh, okay. Once I learned how Dade County rocks, you know what I'm saying? Right. I'm like, I get what kind of men the girls there typically look for, because it's rough. Right. You know what I'm saying? Depending, and especially my freshman brothers, my line brothers, people who I came up with at FAMU, it's a tough life in Miami. Yeah. So they need, the women there want a certain type of man to, you know, be able to step handle up in that, right? Yeah. So like you said, there is a balance of, I miss the equilibrium all the time. Yeah. There is a balance to it. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to always... I always tell my boys, man, if you talk to your girl like you talk to your boys, there's a problem in your relationship. Right. My voice, I unapologetically switch my voice up when I talk to my woman, because I handle her with a certain, you know, a certain care, a certain delicacy, right? Absolutely. That would be considered as nice. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. But you do need to be able... They want to see that you can step up and be stern when it needs to be, when you're dealing with the world, right, or whatever. So... Right. Overall, I don't think specifically that nice guys finish last, because when does the race really end? You know what I'm saying? You might not have gotten that girl, but that just means that girl wasn't the one for you. Because if you expected me to be, you know, I need to know somebody going to throw down for me and da-da-da. What kind of energy are you actually attracting that I need to be looking out for? Because if that's what you need me for, I'm out. I'm not the guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm not your guy. But my wife knows I will go to war for her, but I don't have to project that because that's not what I'm attracting.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
real.
Yeah.
A lot of y'all need to listen to what he's
that was
saying.
real. That was so real.
Preaching some real
That
gospel.
was real.
Right.
These guys be ready to crash out. You can't be ready to crash out about.
And then the guys, they want the baddie, so you like, all right, I'm gonna be that. I'm gonna be that. And then the next thing you know, you got, you tucked in the house with Craig and Craig and Day Day. You know what I'm saying? Look at, what I'm saying? Smokey and Craig. You know what I'm saying? Because Big Worm looking for you.
Yeah,
you got yourself in some shit.
Gotta hide from Debo.
Gotta have from everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. So I think like what he was just saying. I think men who attract, they like it differs with the women they attract. So a lot of women you attract don't really understand, like, a nice guy can have values,
right?
And that doesn't mean he's just a pushover, or he's soft, or he won't stand his ground, or you can run over him. But the right woman for you will understand, like, you're nice, but you also have boundaries. You have goals for yourself. You set the standard. Like, you still be a leader and be nice at the same time.
Right.
And being from Canada, that's like a major thing for like women out here in America. When they hear us talk to them or they hear us speak in general, they're like, "Why are you guys so polite?
Yeah.
Why are you guys so like?
Why are you so friendly?
Yeah,
friendly. That's a crazy nickname.
Why do you guys talk like so nice? Like, why are you guys all friendly with everybody?" And that's just how we were raised. Like, they don't understand, like, being polite with other people is it's just a common thing. It doesn't make you soft. Courtesy. Yeah, it doesn't make you soft. It doesn't make you less of a man, or just because you're not out here ready to, on go every 2 seconds. So
agreed.
I feel like they have to understand the difference between, that.
A lot of them are unlearning that.
100.
If they want to unlearn it, because some of them don't want to unlearn.
This day and age.
For sure.
Like I said, it's hard, man. Dating is hard, but you know what I'm saying? It's that time in life where, like I said, everybody's lives are ran by what? Social media. You pick up your phone and it's the first thing you do is jump on the device to see what everybody's doing, or what this person did last night, or this girl fighting with her man, or you know what I'm saying? So it's like that's like the news for everybody now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
yeah. And so the other one that was sent to the chat, it was pretty simple. It wasn't like a long video or any toxic video. It was just like a simple question. It was like, do we sometimes, men and women, lose ourselves in relationships? So we forget about who we are, trying to please or make the other person feel good, which at the end of the day makes the relationship crumble or not fulfill itself like how it should be. Like, it's not as fruitful as you thought it would be because you lost yourself while trying to please another person. You know what I mean?
That definitely does exist. I would say sometimes it's not always a bad thing, because when you're in a relationship, you're realizing that you're now sharing an energetic space, and you can be overcompensating for some things, because you really have good intentions. You're trying to, all right, I don't want to be like that no more, boom, 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 right? But you got to be honest with yourself and find the happy medium within that. So it's a developing thing where you might be becoming a different person within that relationship, and sometimes it goes a little bit across the line, and then you have to restructure your what you need and where you need to go, and that comes down to, like, are you both on the same level? And there's so many different categories for that to be, whether it's financial, emotional, social, in your career and whatnot. So it settles into that space where, yes, there can be a point where you lose focus of what you initially set yourself up to be. But it's not always a bad thing. But it's always, every day is a work in progress. And it takes self-discovery and really sitting reflecting on, like, what am I about? What do I really like? What do I really dislike? How do I treat people? How do I allow myself to be treated? And what would I like to do and be? And how does that affect the relationship?
For sure.
And pick which battles you ready to actually, like, put up there.
That's super real. That's super real, because my last relationship, like I felt like that. I felt like I lost a little bit of myself in it. And so like to hear that perspective, I don't think I ever really heard it before, like that it's not necessarily a bad thing. And that's making me kind of like rethink. But because like, yeah, like you start to be like, yo, that's not me. That's not me. That's not me. But then what if it is you? What if it's just an evolved version of you, is what I'm getting from what you're saying. But that's never been, because like I feel like coming up, the way that we're taught, or the way that I was taught, it's not like, yo, don't change for no, change for no, you know what I mean? Don't change for nobody. So you kind of always go into something being like, you're not gonna make me change. Like I'm me. You either get with it or get lost. Like there's like kind of like a shield over your characteristics and who you've become to that point.
Yeah.
And then when you start to see yourself change, that's the first thing you say is, I'm losing myself. But really it could just be you're just evolving. And but like you said, you have to know where that line is and kind of like make sure you don't go too far, because then I feel like when you get to the point of like your own people don't recognize you, then maybe you kind of went a little too far. But if it's just a problem that you're having internally, then maybe it's not necessarily a bad thing, like he's saying. You know what I mean? Like no one else is noticing, but you're feeling it. Maybe that's just you fighting against your old self while your new self is trying to like, blossom and bloom. So that's really, that's making me think a little bit.
That was a good take. Me personally, I feel like I've lost myself in a few relationships. You know what I'm saying? But it's always for the best. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, like you guys seen what I went through this last year of living with you guys and everything. I was with a girl for almost 2 years. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I didn't want to see it end, but when it ended, everything kind of just fell in place for me. You know what I'm saying? So for me, in that sense, I feel like, sometimes you lose yourself, but like you were saying, you lose yourself to find your bigger person, bigger purpose, or whatever it is in your life that, you know what I'm saying, you want to achieve or want to accomplish. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, ever since that, I've been in the gym, money, everything is just went up like this, and it's just like, I'm like, damn, like, you know what I'm saying? So I definitely, that was an amazing take. I appreciate that take on that, because, like, we've been through that, both of me and him have experienced that this year, you know what I'm saying? So 100%, that was an amazing take by you there. So
I was going to say that it took me losing myself to find myself. And then it sometimes takes you losing yourself to even just like say, okay, well, who am I? Sometimes we just out here functioning, and we never really sat to be like, who am I? What do I really like? You know?
I feel like that's why it's really just so important to find a woman or a man that like pours into your goals. Like you expressing like what you desire and what you want for your future prior to getting into a relationship or taking anything like so serious is super important to kind of like lay that journal that you have for yourself, lay that down on the table for her. Let her know, or let him know, like, these are what I want. Do we align in this? How can we do things to mitigate arguments or mitigate losing ourselves and not being able to attain the goals? But how do we navigate the problems as well? So finding like that person for you that understands like kind of you as a whole and what you bring to the table and what you want for the future is important, I feel like. So that can help you, because there's going to be bumps in the road all the time in relationships. 100%. You know what I mean? But if you have that right person across from you or by your side, you guys will be able to navigate through that while also helping each other, still build each other up while we're like combining as a unit as well. So it's so important to find that person that you know what I mean, that builds you up regardless of the situation of you know. So,
you know, most guys and girls, most of them don't know that the best way to start that is within your friends circle. Your friends are supposed to be the first people who help you figure out who you are. And not from a standpoint where they're like telling you who you are, but they tell you what they see from you
Yeah.
and what they see out of you. And then you can argue back, hell no, I don't do that. Like, and then you start making you look at yourself and like, okay, I'm starting to figure out where I am.
Yeah.
And then that's why it's important to be a friend with your partner.
Exactly.
Because when you're friends,
Fact.
I told my boy today, we was on the game, right? And we arguing about some shit like you did this and I was like, you know what, you're right from your perspective, I'm right from mine, right? We squashed it, kept playing, you know what I'm saying, boom boom. And then he texted me, he was like, yo, I love how we can argue and then like still respect each other, because you know what I'm saying, we ended up getting some wins or whatever. Rocket League, if anybody play Rocket League, it's
okay,
you know, that's my kid fix, you know what I'm saying? It's a soccer game but you're driving cars.
Okay,
don't ask, you know what I'm saying? Everybody else playing Call of Duty, I'm driving around playing soccer. You know what I'm saying? But
love it.
I said, you know what, when you got friends, until you've had an argument, your friends are just friends.
Right.
Once you got an argument, your friends turn into your brothers.
Yeah.
That's real.
You know what I'm saying?
And we can attest to that. We definitely argue.
100.
So.
Yeah, 100.
For sure.
But it definitely makes us better.
You know?
No, that's real. Quickly, I want to get to this next segment. It's called Rank These Red Flags. So we got about 4 of them. We're going to rank them 1 to 4.
Yeah.
1 being the worst, 4 being the, or what? 1 being the least worst, 4 being the worst?
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, okay, we'll do that.
1's the least?
1's the least, 4 is the worst. Yeah.
Cool.
So we got two different sections. So the first one is about relationships. So 1, being overly jealous and controlling. That's your partner being overly jealous and controlling. 2, love bombing early in a relationship. 3, twisting your partner's words and arguments. And 4, using your insecurities against you. Where would you guys?
4 is the worst.
4 is the worst. Where would you guys? So I'll say it one more time. Being overly jealous and controlling, love bombing early in relationships, twisting your words and arguments, or using your insecurities against you.
Damn, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
Well, shit, I'm gonna say insecurities, bro.
That's the worst?
The worst. I think that's the worst for me, because it's like, I feel like if somebody lets you know their insecurities and their lows and what they're battling in their mind, and you try to like take advantage of that, and that's kind of grimy, you know what I'm saying? For somebody to sit there and let you know what their problems are, their issues are, and then you use that shit against them.
Yeah.
I feel like that's wild. So that would be my number 4, most definitely. Then I would say like love bombing early would probably be 1.
That's
That'd probably be the. I don't think that's
not that deep.
Some people, that's just their way of showing, their love to people. Some people are just overly loving. You know what I'm saying?
I don't like the concept of love bombing.
Yeah, I don't think it's a real thing to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that would probably be 1.
But
Nah.
it is.
Damn.
I don't think so, bro.
What would 2 be? 2 would probably be twisting your words and arguments. That would be 2.
Okay.
And then 3 would be being overly jealous and controlling.
So you think twisting your words and arguments is less of a thing than being overly.
Yeah. I feel like if you're just overly jealous and controlling, like I feel like that shit will never work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I just feel like that's just one of them ones where it's just like, damn, let me breathe. Like, like if I feel like I'm claustrophobic around you, like that's just it's never gonna work. You know what I'm saying? Like if we step out and you're crying and complaining about everything or trying to dictate, like when my woman pops out, bro, I might let you know something. I'm like, oh, this change you might want to, but I don't force nobody to do nothing. I might put my 2 cents out there, let you know how I feel, whatever. If you choose to do that, you choose to. But you know what I'm saying? I just feel like when you got to completely control somebody and dictate their whole everything, like without them, like, that's that definitely, that'd be, that's how I would order all of that.
Yeah.
What about you, Tallie?
So 4 would definitely be the insecurity.
Okay.
3 would be, hold on, what were they again? Insecurity.
Insecurity, being overly jealous and controlling, love bombing, and twisting your words.
Twisting your words would be, it would be a little bit lower.
Okay.
'Cause that's just somebody who wants to win the argument.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't think that's good, though.
It's not good at all.
I like that shit.
It's not good at all, but it's like twisting. I think the least of them is love bombing.
Yeah, okay.
And y'all said something. You was like, love bombing is a thing. You was like, no, it's not. It is a thing to the person who has, sometimes they don't understand your love language.
Right.
So it's like a bombing. Because this thing, that's an oxymoron in itself.
Yeah.
Love, bomb.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
That
saying?
is
Bomb is something destructive and
For
explosive.
sure.
Love is, love,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So love, bomb, who is interpreting what a love bomb is? I love bomb the shit out of my wife.
Yeah.
But it's because of where I was coming from.
Right.
I came from a relationship where this one was so fresh, and I was like, I got an opportunity to make everything right. I'm finna be so upfront from the beginning. I'm gonna let you know what's up. I'm gonna drop the love. I'm gonna drop the I love you first. I'm gonna tell you everything, boom, boom, boom. And I had a sense of relief of being like, you know what? It feels good to just let them know what's up.
Right.
And they can do with it what she wants.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
that.
If she says yes, love it. Boom.
Yeah.
Now I did something romantic to her. Hopefully that swept her off her feet. If she says no, I'm like, cool. At least I shot my shot, because in the past I've been the nice guy who doesn't want to say all that and come off too, that's an insecurity. You don't want to love bomb. I don't want to overwhelm them.
Yeah.
But and then it lets you know what kind of person you're dealing with too,
Right.
or whatever. It's like, okay, she's got some issues with accepting affection and everything like that. So yeah,
I feel that.
so what? Did I miss one? So four is the insecurity and jealousy.
insecurities. You're missing 3, I think, because you said love bombing is the top,
yeah.
like 1, and then you said twisting your words would be 2.
Yeah.
So you would put being overly jealous and controlling 3.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, I put them at a 4.
Yeah, no, I feel that.
Yeah, that's
the
a 4.
worst.
That's
the worst.
crazy.
That's the worst.
That's the worst.
Okay,
Yeah.
got you.
Okay.
That's the worst.
I
Because then
feel-
you end up you're in competition with your partner, and
Yeah.
not even realizing it. You know what I'm saying?
That's real.
Yeah,
that's
that is real.
I feel like insecurities is not the worst to be honest, because I feel like everybody does that,
Yeah.
and it's like, not necessarily in relationships, but even in the workplace, in just like friendships, like people do use your insecurities against you.
Yeah.
That's foul,
It's
though.
really bad.
That's foul.
It's really bad, but it happens so often that I'm like, literally anytime I've been in an argument with a girl, she's tried to use an insecurity against me. But then it's up to you as the person.
Aware of it.
Yeah, like it's up to you to be like, I know that that's happening, and I'm not gonna let it happen. Like you have to kind of consciously be like, all right, I see what you're doing here. Yeah, I told you about this about me, and now you're trying to throw it in my face. Okay, bet, cool. So that's why I don't put it at the. I think being, because I think twisting your words in arguments is really dangerous. I don't like that because now I gotta be extra careful about how I speak.
Facts.
Because anything I say, you're gonna twist
Try
it.
to
So
switch it up.
it kind of makes me not want to say anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's why I feel like that's might be the worst for me. I think love bombing, I'll put second, because I think people do use that to manipulate, not necessarily maybe the relationship, but they manipulate it to get what they want out of you. So I think that's why I don't really like the love bombing, and I do think it's a thing. I'm a very upfront person. Like,
Explain love bombing from your
from
perspective.
my perspective,
Yeah.
it's like basically you're just doing everything that you think she's gonna. You're doing and saying everything that you think she's gonna want to hear or to accept from
and
you.
it's disingenuine.
And it's not real.
Got you.
Yeah. At the end of the day, you might just be trying to get some skins, and then you out. Or
Okay,
you might
okay.
be trying to like deal with it until you're tired of it, or
Yeah.
it's really a side thing, and you're just love bombing her to keep her right there. You know what I mean? Like that, I feel like is real, and it's not the greatest, because I think women do it too.
Yeah.
They
sure.
love bomb the shit out of you, so that now you feel like, oh, this girl loves me. I'm locked in with her. When really and truly,
Oh yeah. If it's from a manipulative place,
that's where I'm coming
and it's
from
not
with it.
genuine,
Yeah.
then yeah, it's a 4.
Yeah, right.
Then it is the worst,
Right.
and that's why I said, what is the definition
Of it.
Where's the baseline? You always got to find
Yeah,
a baseline.
that's real.
or
That's
whatever.
real.
No, I like that point though.
Yeah. So that's where I'm at. But did you say yours?
I said mine is slim. Yeah.
Yeah, for me, I'll go. I think I'm gonna base these off of like things like they can control. I feel like that's a better.
That's
way
a good, yeah.
You know what I mean? So I feel like using or twisting your words in arguments is definitely the worst for me because you can control that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You heard what I said.
Mm-hmm.
But you want to win the argument like he said,
Mm-hmm.
and you just want to be right. You want the upper hand.
Mm-hmm.
Like at this point, we're arguing for no reason because you just want to win. You're not trying to prove a point for real. You just want to make me feel a way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that's number 4. I don't like that at all. That's terrible.
Mm-hmm.
And I think 3, probably using your insecurities against you, even though that's something like teetering on like something you can't control.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people don't really think of your insecurities when they're talking to you in arguments.
Yeah.
So that might be 2 or 3.
I kind of disagree with that. I think they overly think about your insecurities.
For sure.
And they're
they
like,
know
I'm about
exactly
to,
what they're
if
gonna
I can
say.
use one of your insecurities to make my point, you're gonna shrink.
And that's the direct. If it is directly them using your insecurities to get at you.
That's how I thought of it.
I feel like that's just a super toxic person.
Right.
I feel like for
that's what I'm saying.
a general person, like a lot of people in arguments are not thinking of
your insecurities.
Your insecurities
But this
of
is in
what
relationships, though.
Or in relationships, yeah. Like a lot of like they're not thinking like, oh, he doesn't like this, so I'm gonna do that.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of in arguments, I don't feel like that's the case.
I feel like I've got that in some relationships
from my
for sure.
experience,
From your
I
experience.
haven't experienced like that.
From your experience,
like, oh, I don't like this, so I'm gonna do that. I don't feel like that's a thing, but I feel like that's probably like 2. I think the love bombing, I don't really think that's a real thing because at the end of the day, you don't really know the next person. You know what I mean? If you're physically attracted to her, because that's really what you're gonna attract. That's really the first thing that's gonna be like what you catch. You know what I mean? So if she's attractive or he's attractive, like you don't really know how they take things. You know what I mean? They don't really know how like their personality. It's just like, damn, she looks good or he looks good. You know what I mean? So it's like I'm gonna go for it.
But I don't think that's love bombing.
I'm Jimmer Fredette in it. I'm shooting my shot. You know what I mean? So it's like
for sure.
I don't feel.
But
like,
it's shooting your shot, being like, yo, girl, I love you. I'll do anything for you. Like, just you're the one.
Niggas be on that.
But that's not real.
I don't
though.
think
how you gonna tell Shorty you just met?
So love at first sight is not real.
No, nigga.
I don't think that. I think that's true. That's not true. I
think love at first sight is real.
Yeah.
Like I'll lay it all down for you right now.
Facts. There's niggas out there that.
No, there are.
Yeah, but they're just trying. They really just trying to clap though.
Nah, bro.
They're not. All right.
I feel like
it's true, but it's not 100% accurate.
Okay.
Because I felt that way about my wife. Yeah. And what happens is you learn all of the other things about a person. Yeah. And from there, you're ranking, oh, I said I love this person out the block. Yeah. But I didn't know about this.
All that shit.
And this and that and this and that. Right. So you hope that the script that comes with the booking happens to be in alignment and like, all right, that scene wasn't that strong, but I can deal with this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that.
So I don't think it's intentional. You know what I mean? I don't think it's like something like they can control. Like like he said, he's seen his wife and he was like, yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
I'm on it.
And that was a gamble. That was,
you know what I mean? I'm on it.
Roll the dice.
Yeah, I'm on it. Like, I'm rolling the dice.
That shot from deep.
So that's my perspective from it. That's the least.
Yeah, I get that. Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
I think we should go into...
I think we're definitely going to move on because we have our special guest here. We don't have that much time left, but we really appreciate you coming. And, you know, I think the first thing that I want to ask is just about your journey. I don't think we asked where you were from or, you know, if you've been in LA your whole life or whatever, but where are you from? And just talk to us about your journey of how you've come to be where you are today.
Yeah. Cool. So I'm originally from Springfield, Massachusetts. That's where I was born.
Shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, they was in
Basketball Hall of Fame.
Springfield. They was in a different Springfield.
Okay, I thought it was the same one.
But I liked it anyway because I'm like, they from Springfield.
Yeah.
That's what the Basketball Hall of Fame is, right?
Yeah, Basketball Hall of Fame. My dog knows. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So yeah, I was born in Massachusetts. I moved to Atlanta when I was like 5 or 6. My mom and my dad separated, moved back down to the South or whatever because most of my aunts and and uncles had moved back south or whatnot. So, I grew up mainly in the South, and I had an interesting dynamic because I would go back up north every summer to stay with my grandma. My dad lived in Worcester, Connecticut. So I had that hybrid. When I was down south, they was like, you don't talk with the country accent.
Right.
It comes out every once in a while now because I'm from there, but I grew up there. But Massachusetts to Atlanta, and that was a huge transition in terms of the culture, and I loved it because I'm like, I love Atlanta, you know what I'm saying? And transitioning there, I went into the arts. I was avid athlete. I played every sport.
Okay.
But my mom was like, something ain't right with this boy. Because when I played football, I was reckless. I was reckless. And it got to the point where I probably came home with a few concussions, mild concussions, and my mom was like, yeah, no, he's not playing football no more.
Right.
She put a trombone in my hand. She made me get in the band.
Okay.
And I attached to it. You know what I'm saying, and became musically inclined. So I started with music and instrumentation. And in the South, dancing culture is huge. So if you've seen Drumline, that's where my dancing started.
Gotcha.
I became a drum major in my high school marching band. I was head drum major. So that's when I kind of started to get a little bit away from my instrument and understand like, I'm actually a performer. Because when you're a drum major, you on that football field, that's a stage right there. You know what I'm saying? You got the stadium there. So I started to get the taste of show business without knowing I was going to go into show business.
Right.
So I went to Florida A&M University, music education major. I came up class of fall 2002.
Okay.
I was marching 100, trombone, I got my scholarship there.
Amazing.
And it was music education. I wanted to leave there, go back to Atlanta, get me a high school musical program, be a band director, do my thing like that, and then eventually move up to the collegiate level.
Okay.
While I was at FAMU, I started dancing, doing other extracurricular things. My group, the FAMU Strikers, is an all-male dance crew. And our founder, Mr. Hardiman, he's from Miami. Okay. He put the crew together, and it had really, really good organization. It wasn't just like, a group of dudes. It was just dancing.
Right.
We wasn't just a dance group. We were we were a troupe. We were an organization. Right. So I learned a lot of structure with being in the Strikers, and that was my first kind of tip into, again, moving away from music and getting into performance. So from there, my group, we did a lot of great things. We were on MTV and BET. I don't know if y'all remember BET Spring Bling and all that.
Sure.
Yeah, we did a couple of those competitions, and our group got a lot of history. They did Showtime at the Apollo and stuff like that. So in the South,
Yeah.
2009, got the opportunity to do America's Best Dance Crew on MTV.
Okay.
Everybody knows the Jabberwocky. Everything. They were season 1. We came in season 3, and we went on as steppers. Okay. So, because Stump the Yard had recently come out.
Right.
My mentor and A1 from day one, Chuck Maldonado, he was the one who really pushed us to get on the show, and he's the one who told us to go on as steppers because you had to go on as a theme.
Right.
So we did really well on the show. Me and 6 other guys from FAMU, straight out from college, and we went out there and we ended up finishing top 4. Okay. So we had been on TV for 6 weeks.
Right.
At some point, we realized, we don't have to win this show to actually capitalize. We can actually, we've been on TV. There's millions of viewers watching this every week. Yeah. So we decided to rip up the plane ticket after we got eliminated, and we stayed out there. Wow. And we immediately started going to auditions. Chuck, by the grace of God, he started to book us. You know what I'm saying? He was booking us in pairs and stuff. You know what I'm saying? 6 black guys.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? You got to break up the demographic.
Yeah,
I think at the time he was doing like Nickelodeon Fresh Beats or something, which was like Nick Jr. Type show or whatever. Okay. But that was the start and everything. So I'm going through my rounds as a dancer, making my way, and the dynamic there was like in dance, y'all dancers in LA, y'all live and breathe this. Y'all was taking classes, a lot of them taking classes since they were young. Right. And, you step into a dance class and you learn a combo within an hour and you're performing it. When we were at FAMU, you got a whole semester to get ready for the performance. So it was really a culture shock in terms of how much choreography that we had to learn. Right. Yeah. We went through that phase of like, all right, I want to be an LA dancer. I want to be able to move and do everything that they do. But what was our bread and butter? What was our heritage? The stepping, high energy, down south, stuff that we had seen over and over and over again at a million step shows. When we were doing it in the performances on America's Best Dance Crew, people losing their mind, going crazy. And we're like, they haven't seen this stuff before. Right. So what's old and cliche to us is fresh and new to them.
Yeah,
so kept flowing from there. And then from there, I kind of hit that ceiling because I did movies and tours and everything like that. I toured with the Jonas Brothers. That was like my big thing. I was in Toronto for 2 months. Doing Camp Rock 2. In Toronto. Yep. Dundas. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here. You know what I'm saying? So, I actually love it. Y'all got a lot of culture there.
Yeah,
I did that thing, and then I started to say, like, all right, I want a little bit more for myself because I started to see what the treatment was for dancers. I'm like, man, I want to be an actor. So knowing that I hadn't been taking acting classes all my life, I said, I need to do something to kind of like jump across the line and learn quicker. So I got into production.
Okay.
So I learned how to direct, shoot, edit, sound, everything. And then I got bit by the cinema bug, and that's where my brain for production and everything came from. Gotcha. So now it's like this like symphony of all of my talents. I forgot to chime back in that like music started to chime back in. I performed with Beyonce for Coachella.
Amazing.
You know what I'm saying, which was an iconic situation.
Once in a lifetime.
Once in a lifetime thing.
Come on, bro.
And again, everything came back full circle. Now, as more of a creative director, choreographer, and then producer, on the dance side, I get called to specialize in what was in my roots, which was marching band, stepping, HBCU style, down south, high energy. That's what I'm doing now. So I'm like, wow, that blessing was something that we were trying to like grow from. Like, I don't want to do that no more. Get out of it. But that's what's solidifying me and holding me down in the industry now.
That's dope. That's what's up, man.
I appreciate it.
I used to watch drumline like it's clockwork.
Bro, I'm telling you, everybody, bro. Nick Cannon went crazy with that one, bro.
Man, you talk about a genre that, was much anticipated.
Yeah.
And I pray that, the powers that be step back into that because it was something for our culture that we needed, and they did it well the first time.
Right.
The second one wasn't too successful. A lot of people don't even know there was a second one.
I didn't even know myself.
But I'm hoping that I actually had auditioned and read for a role in that one, and it's one of those where you like, damn, I was supposed to get that, and then when you see it, you're like, I'm glad I didn't get that. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Yeah.
I'll ask them the second question. We added a few more questions for you, but the second question is, what kind of advice would you give to youngins coming up, navigating through marriage, dating, and dating a woman with notoriety? Yeah.
Shout out to Mr. Leah Janelle.
Shout out to my baby.
Shout out to her for sure.
Okay.
Most importantly, marriage though. Like, you know what I'm saying? For a lot of guys, like we
don't
know.
see
I
a
don't
lot
even
of
know
that.
if we want to be. I don't even know if I want to get married or whatever the case. So what is your whole take on all of that? You know what I'm saying?
So I learned a lot, absolutely, through my prior relationships, and I came to a place of maturity to say, okay, you're about to go into one of the most superficial line of businesses that you could be in. It's about the surface and about how you look as well as your talent. But a lot of times people can survive on just their look and the surface. And people like to see stories of life. They like to see life, and most of the time it's man and woman, and you want to see these interactions and you want to see these things. And, a lot of times you in these situations where it's like, damn, I got a girl, you know what I'm saying? But the industry wants me to be portrayed in a certain lane. And the women get it, I would say, harder than guys because most of them are objectified or whatnot. And then, the first thing they want to see is like, oh, she would be great in this movie with this guy and da-da-da-da. So you got to be really solid in your relationships to even step remotely into that space. So first of all, understanding yourself, and can you take that? And then you picking the right partner who's not going to be someone who takes advantage of that, And for me, understanding how to trust, understanding communication, and understanding like being so upfront and so honest, I think that unlocked a space in my wife that let her trust me and know that I was coming from a genuine place. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's not a bone in my body that would want to do anything to harm her emotionally, physically. You know what I'm saying? I had, and it's because I got to the place of maturity where I'm like, I understand what my sexual energy and sexual power is, and I don't need to be, I've never been, you know what I'm saying, like, with more than, I would say, like 2-3 partners at the same time.
Right,
College, I wasn't in a relationship, so, you know, that was cool. You have casual situations, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I was more so like, if I was with somebody and we was having that dynamic, it was just that person.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe one that like,
Yeah.
that, you know what I'm saying? Boom, boing, you know, but that wasn't my ethos. But I realized, like, at some point, I'm going to have to practice being a husband. And you don't start being a husband once you are a husband. You actually got to start practicing before that. So I think it was 2 to 3 relationships where a layer of that dog was being peeled back.
Right.
Like, okay, I did better in this one.
Right.
Let's see how the next one goes. Okay, I did better in this one, but I still, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Whatever. And then boom, when I got here, that made me feel solid and secure. And I was always just like, if I always think of whatever I do, my partner is doing it immediately, it stops me in my tracks.
That will stop you from doing a lot of shit.
Because I'm like,
that's great.
I view my woman as a mirror.
Yeah.
She's just the female version of me, right? And since we're tethered that tightly, if you looking at something, she looking at something.
Facts.
If you interested in something, she interesed in something. And that makes me say, yeah, I'm not thinking about that.
good.
So she's my muse.
That's
she's
dope.
If I want to fantasize about, you know, fantasize about my wife. You know what I'm saying? Like, and not even in a you know what I'm saying, in a playful way, because I know how powerful my mind is. It's like, I think Cat Williams one day told somebody, he was like, I forgot who he was talking to, but he was like, I don't want you. Because if I want you, I'm going to get you or whatever. But that's a person who understands his energy and the power of his energy.
That's
you know,
real.
so I don't play around with the fantasies and the crushes.
Right.
And, oh, this is my celebrity crush and da-da-da-da. Nah, because my energy is too powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you in LA. So.
I'm in LA.
Celebrity crush, you might walk down the street and be like, wait.
You see them everywhere.
Definitely see the couple of mine.
Right,
for sure.
right.
So
Nah.
I get it,
They
man.
all here for sure.
Nah.
So to button that up
Yeah.
for the youngins, if you're looking towards moving in a serious step, you got to start practicing being that prior to getting in that phase. And then it'll just be inevitable. And then it just happen, because nothing changed between me and my wife as we went through our relationship. I feel like we've been married since the beginning because we treated it just like that. She didn't even like calling me her boyfriend. She was like, that just sounds
crazy,
adolescent. So she was like, I'm gonna at least say, you're my man, or whatever. But she always, like, I think we used to tell people we were already engaged and married for years prior to.
Wow.
So that was it for me. That's not the same. It's not the same for everybody.
Absolutely.
Some people need a different thing, or you might be with a different person who needs a different approach into it. So I'm not saying that my way is the only way of doing it, but it did work for me.
And it makes a lot of sense, you know, because you have to go through things before you can, like, you can't just, you're not going to be perfect. No one's perfect, and you're still not perfect, I'm sure, but you have to go through those things, like you said, that peel the layer of the part of you that maybe is not needed to be a husband, or not, you know, like that dog that you said that got peeled out relationship after relationship, and it takes time. And I think people got to understand that, like, your first relationship is probably not going to be your last relationship, you know, and you're allowed to grow. Yeah. And, you know, I think
said the key words. You go through things so you can grow through things.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So I think that's a great take, and I think our listeners and, you know, the people that rock with us can really benefit from it. And I think they will. So we appreciate that. Yeah. I wish we had more time, because we could really talk all day for real. Yeah. We got about like 7-8 minutes left. So I wanted to run through this before we do, actually, can you talk to us a little bit about your brand, Selfish, and like how that came about? Because, you know, like we said, you're our first guest, and you know, we really appreciate you coming out and want to give you
gems today.
Yeah, I appreciate
you definitely
it,
dropped a lot of gems.
I'm inspired, man. Y'all inspired, and y'all dropping gems too. You know what I'm saying? I'm here absorbing as well. But what my brand, Selfish Life brand, you know, again, you're getting to that point where you start to ask that question, like, who really am I? What is the self? And if it's been said that we're spiritual beings in physical bodies, we're spiritual beings having a physical experience, right? So I'm like, your life should be about, you know, truly learning how to utilize this magnificent machine that we have here, both physically and mentally and energetically, right? And if I could create something that is not just like a one-time thing, I just do this. This is a lifestyle. It would need to be something that makes you a little bit more selfish, and not in the way that most people understand the term,
right.
And in a negative fashion.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But some of the most controlling and narcissistic people are the ones who call people selfish because it's a reverse type of thing. You want them to be serving you.
Right.
So you make that nice guy think that being selfish is a negative thing, and they don't want to be a bad person, so they stop being selfish. But that helps you, narcissist. It's a manipulative tool. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I love empowering people. I love spreading what I've learned about the law of attraction and energy, meditation, and things that, have kind of fallen off the map from our ancestors and, through the rewriting of history, you know what I'm saying? And if it can be something that's like not so, I can get deep and mystical and everything like that, but the goal is to be able to be relatable and let people understand, like you can be unapologetically yourself. And it takes time and work to understand yourself.
That's
so
real.
that was the initial push behind it.
Gotcha.
I do have a clothing brand attached to it as well.
Okay.
Which is like getting revamped and everything like that, because
Gotcha.
it's also like, you want to wear that confidence. You want to wear the fact that I'm aware of myself and my energy, and I'm aware of where I'm going and who is first in priority in terms of how to be effective for everybody else.
Right.
And they just all kind of like ties in from there.
That's
so.
dope,
man.
That's super fire. I fuck with that.
Appreciate
I fuck with your energy, bro. I'm telling you, bro. I really do,
I
man.
appreciate it.
I really
Likewise,
do, bro.
man.
Like,
I'm
no
glad,
cap.
because I was like, when talking to you at the Stew, shout out to the Stew LA. But like talking to you there, I was just like, it's so succinct with what we're doing, you know what I mean? And so like
Absolutely.
I just felt like it would be a good conversation, and I'm glad we were able to bring you out. Before we go, we got a couple. This is a quick segment called Barbershop Battles. I know we only got about 5 minutes, but we could run through this real quick. Just gonna ask you a question, and you gotta pick a side.
This is gonna be hard, because if I had a symbol, it would be equal sign.
No, I feel you. I feel that. I'm very similar, but this one is quick. We just run through these, and all you guys choose.
Yeah.
So the first is, what ruins more relationships, comfort or temptation? I'll go O'Shea first. You gotta choose one and go. We ain't even explaining. Comfort. Sway.
Fuck. I would say temptation, bro.
Temptation.
Yeah.
Temptation.
Yeah.
I would choose comfort too. Okay, what's worse? Cheating physically once or cheating mentally for 3 months? I'll start with you.
Wait, so when you say cheating mentally, is that just like, you fantasizing about being with a person?
No, you're engaging with like another
more
person.
Emotionally, I would say, than
okay,
mentally.
emotionally.
Yeah. Let's use that word.
Like she's texting, talking, going back and forth, doing the whole like I wish we like all that. So which one hurts more? Like this
we
is
were
what
talking about this for like an hour yesterday.
Bro, we were like, what the? Yeah, this one is crazy. They both hurt.
They both are damaging.
hurt.
Wow.
Which one's worse?
I think the 3.
No, see, that's what we were like.
Yeah, it's tough. It's
We were
tough.
like,
But 3 months, because then you got to think of like, how much time that you was coming home, looking into her eyes, like I love you, and she kissing you, and da-da-da-da, and you're like...
She kissing you, think about a next nigga that's
crazy
crazy.
work.
Texting him after like, I wish it was you I was kissing.
Versus like
her
how,
just doing it once.
How it could have how the one thing could have happened. Like it could have been just like everything, the worst could have, the wrong drink that night, got high, hit the wrong blunt, and was in the emotional and da-da-da. Even though that sucks.
It sucks.
That fucking sucks.
Yeah.
But
I feel that though. I respect that.
I
I'm
respect
glad we
that
asked
one.
that, because we were gonna scrap it, but
Yeah.
I'm glad we asked that.
Fuck me, you already know. I'm
It's
gonna say
physical?
the physical, the cheating. Like
Yeah.
with me, is just like damn, it's one and done. Like I don't know. Like, but when you put it in your perspective and really how this is why we were all so just like, damn, yesterday, like we were really at a crossroads with this one because it was just so like they're both like equally, but I just really feel like once my girl gets cracked by a next nigga, like somebody next man's clapping her cheeks, you're right off.
So.
Yeah,
you're
tough,
right off
tough.
for me.
You go the same.
know?
Yeah, for me,
Physical?
I would go physical because I feel like when women cheat physically, they cheat emotionally first.
Mm-hmm. So it's like
so you're
it's
thinking
both of
it
them
happened
as-
emotionally first anyway.
They're not smashing no random.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean?
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, guys was just, and guys are the opposite.
Yeah.
I feel like it's just like, all right, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
won't even talk to Shorty again.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
won't even,
Yeah.
like,
Women
Facts.
are more like,
There are
I
more
care.
cases. Yeah, there are more cases where a guy can be, and that's just our,
nature, the nature,
Yeah.
of the nature of the
so,
dog.
2 more and then we're out of here. Our time is up. But what's worse, a partner with a high body count or one that lies about their body count? You just gotta choose one or two. What do you think?
Was worse?
Yeah.
You guys say what you said yesterday. You guys
What did I
don't.
say? It was worse. I would say a high body count.
A high body count? What about
I'm
you?
gonna say somebody that lies about it.
Just
Cause
lie
bro,
to
just
me
tell
about
me the
that.
truth, bro. I
What
just want to
about-
know the truth.
What about you, Tallie?
Tell me the truth.
I don't want to know, to be honest.
Damn, that's hard.
I'm telling you, yesterday
We'll wrap it with this one, so you can say whatever you
I would
wanna
say, okay. I would say high body count is worse.
Fact.
Because if you lie about it, it still could be a lower number. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
but
saying?
she's not telling you the truth. What if it's
Facts.
still high though?
But
And
I-
you just don't.
If it's still
But
high,
see,
it's rough.
you could
But
deal with
see,
the lie.
I understand where the lie is coming
Yeah,
from.
facts.
You're trying to impress me.
You're trying to
You
impress
don't want to
Okay,
be
okay.
perceived as.
Yeah, but
you
everybody
know.
outside is gonna know regardless. You walking outside, everybody's gonna know.
Well, not if she was lying to everybody.
Yeah.
Right. Facts.
You know?
Facts.
Okay.
If the lie was,
Okay.
if the lie was strong.
Again, there are a lot of details
You know?
that we can fill in and be
Nah,
like,
facts,
yeah,
facts,
no,
facts.
If I,
100%.
yeah.
100%.
That's tough.
But
That's tough.
300?
I like that. I like that.
300 is crazy.
Yeah.
Right.
But,
facts. I feel
crazy.
bad.
Yeah, no, that's our time. But just want to thank you again,
Bro,
Tallie, for
100.
coming on the
I
pod.
appreciate it, bro.
I
Steakdinnermeee
appreciate
episode
y'all.
4.
I love this,
Yeah,
bro.
man. And what y'all doing, man, this is what, I've been seeing more of this
Yeah.
happen. And it's a good thing. It shows that the vibration is changing.
Yes, sir.
People are getting a little bit more considerate about the content and how you're contributing to the culture or whatever. So hats off to y'all for doing this.
Thank you, man.
Appreciate
Thank
you,
you.
man,
Yeah.
for sure.
Thank
100.
you.
Energy is pure.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, brother.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
For all
That's
the
a wrap. We
followers.
out.
Yeah.